Welcome to the Master Cars Pro channel. Today we will talk about the problems and weaknesses of this wonderful car. We are starting with the power units as usual. The Toyota Rav4 powertrain range consists of 3 engines: 2 petrol, 2.2 3ZRFE, 2.5 2ARFE and a 2.2-liter 2ADFTV diesel. Japanese-made engines have always been famous for their reliability and impressive reserves, and these internal combustion engines are no exception. The reserves of the piston gasoline internal combustion engines in most cases exceeds 400,000 kilometers. In the timing drive of all engines, a metal chain is used, which can do without replacing about 200,000 kilometers. Expensive noise during startup will serve as a signal about the need to replace the chain and tensioner. There are no complaints about the reliability of attachments. From the weak points of the stock engine, it is worth highlighting the small reserves of the pump, the tendency to cooling in intake manifold and throttle, with contamination of which the engine begins to work unsteadily. Often, owners of cars with a mileage of more than 100,000 kilometers complain about oil burning, which progresses with increasing mileage. Oil leaks from under the filter and timing chain cover are also considered common. From the operational shortcomings, it is possible to distinguish the excessive noise of the unit. The 2.5-liter engine also has externally reliability. The list of problems areas includes only the usual Toyota clutch timing changes, VVTi, and the coolant system pump. The main ailments of diesel internal combustion engines are progressive oil burn, a tendency to coolant erosion of the sealing surfaces of the cylinder head unit, and unreliability of the gasket, which eventually begins to pass gases into the coolant system and oil into the cylinders. There are also problems with the reliability of washers under the injectors, which are recommended to be changed every 60,000 kilometers. Ultimately, replacement of washers is fraught with the souring of injectors and their damage during dismantling. Early enough, the turbine may also require attention, in which the actuator and geometry blades begin to washle. For prevention, it is recommended to clean, soothe, and lubricate the part with heat-resistant compounds. Otherwise, the engine is not bad and economical, and if you follow it, it serves no less than gasoline engines. The choice of buyers offered 6-speed mechanics, variator, Multidrive S K111F, and 6-speed classic automatic Aisin family TM60. The manual transmission is as reliable as a Kalashnikov assault rifle and does not cause owners any special problems. Even the clutch kit can last more than 150,000 kilometers. Not bad things with reliability and the classic automatic transmission. Among the disadvantages of the transmission, we can note the unreliability of the thrust bearings and the gearbox housing, whose service life is reduced due to a weak locking ring and strong vibrations. If you drive aggressively, the clutch basket C1-C2 burns early, and as a result, you have to change the direct drum. There are frequent cases of automatic transmission failure, and due to the fault of electronics, the selector position board with a temperature sensor becomes unusable. In many ways, the service life of the machine depends on the purity and quality of the lubricant, which is recommended to be changed every 40,000–60,000 kilometers, as it is rapidly contaminated by the wear products of the friction lining of the locking clutch and torque convector. With an excess of the dirt in the oil, the service life of the hydraulic unit, solenoids, and the oil pump is significantly reduced. With proper care, the box can withstand 250–300,000 kilometers, but the reliability of the variator largely depends on the operating conditions. One of the most common ailments, it is worth highlighting, the destruction of the primary shaft bearings, belt stretching, and wear of pulleys. Also, the CVT is prone to overheating it leads to rapid gains of gaskets and oil seals. In the cold season, you should avoid sudden starts on an unheated unit, as this is fraught with a break in the belt with subsequent expensive repairs. Significant breakdowns of the all-drive transmission, a phenomenon quite rare even for fans of off-road rides. On cars with a mileage of more than 100,000 kilometers, there is such a nuance as a hum in the rear differential area where the system is activated, which is caused by wear of the viscous coupling bearings. In the presence of the disease, it is necessary to replace the failed part as soon as possible, since in the future it can cause damage to the coupling and wear of the bearing seats located in the differential housing. In the front suspension, the stabilizer bushings are most often pestered, which need to be updated every 40–50,000 kilometers. The racks on good roads can last 60–80,000 kilometers. The remaining ensembles of the front axle silent blocks of the front levels, shock absorbers and hub bearings on average serve 100–150,000 kilometers. The problem place of the rear axle was the longitudinal levels. Quite soft silent box are used, which breaks through when driving on portionals. To eliminate the lack of service, install rubber bands without holes, after which the car becomes towed. Another nuance is the tendency of the camber levels to soar, which leads to difficulties in adjusting the geometry of the rear wheels. Special attention is also required for fixing the rear stabilizer struts, the ends with a knot of which are about 5 cm below the lever, and often suffer off-road. The resource of the rear axle ensembles is 150–200,000 kilometers. The most problematic place here is the steering rack, in which the bushing quickly breaks and there is a characteristic knock when driving on petrolers or swaying in the steering wheel from side to side. Buying a new rail is expensive, so after the end of the warranty, the owners change the bushings. Otherwise, there are no special problems. Even ensembles with careful handling can withstand at least 100,000 kilometers. Do not cause unnecessary problems and breaks. The only drawback here is a short service life of the brake discs and their tendency to corrosion. The quality of the paintwork leaves much to be desired. It will quickly become overgrown with creeps and scratches. The most prone to damage are the hood, roof angle, and front fenders. Also, damage to the paintwork can be found on the inside of the doors, in places where the body silent is peeled. The situation is not better with chrome on the external elements of the decor, which becomes cloudy and begins to climb after 3–5 years of operation. Interior design, as well as the quality of finishing materials, caused a lot of questions among fans of the brand. And if the design is a matter of taste, then the poor quality of the finish can be very disappointing. And here, it is not so much in the use of a large amount of hard plastic but poor wear resistance materials. So, for example, on the steering wheel, noticeable signs of wear appear after the first 100,000 kilometers, and with the intensive operation by 150,000 kilometers, the steering wheel must be tightened. Approximately the same amount can withstand the coating of the automatic transmission handle, plastic on the thresholds, laser upholstery, and silver plastic inserts. Well, if you are the owner of this car, then please describe the problems that you had to face during the operation of the car. Perhaps it is your feedback that will help viewers when choosing a car. I am done. Thank you all very much for your attention. I'm very grateful to you if you subscribe to this channel. See you soon.